Good morning, dear students. I am Ms. Vandana Pai. In today's lecture of Global Finance, we will be discussing the content, meaning, and characteristics of international business. Prior to starting the content, let me clear this. Okay, for the course of BCom First Semester 1, you will be having 6 subjects. The 5th subject into the BCom First General course is Global Finance, which is optional subject for marketing management and NCC. So all those students who have opted for Global Finance, they should be attending this lecture. Now let's start today's content. International business. Okay, prior to starting actually the meaning of international business, let's see what business is or when it has been evolved. Okay, now in the good old days, people used to produce the goods and services on their own, means whatsoever they would require, they would produce it on their own. But as the days and years passed, the people became fond of luxurious goods. Then, as the demand for such goods and many other goods increased, the need of production and exchange of goods was felt. With this, trade and commerce started evolving the small and big business of different products needed by people. Our country began its journey in trade and commerce as back as 5000 BC. Now, what is business? Yes, okay, this question often comes to our mind. So, let's see what is business. Yes, business is an organization or economic system where goods and services, they are produced for earning profit or for seeking profit. Business generally refers to organizations that seek profits by providing goods or services in exchange for payment. The pursuit of profit in and of itself makes an organization a business. A business is an entity that seeks to profit from an activity. Business is a broad term, but this profit-seeking activity generally includes providing some kind of good or service that people want or need. Business may experience a loss, but that doesn't stop them from being a business. All that's important from the point of view of defining a business is that entity seeks to profit from what it does. An entity does not need to have a store actually. To be a business, a person selling fruits and flowers by a roadside is also doing business, as they are offering a product in exchange for a profit. A person who offers their creative skills on a freelance basis could be a business within themselves, otherwise known as a self-employed worker. However, for the sake of generalizing the categories of business, there are 3 types of business. First type is service, second type is manufacturing, and the third type is retail. Okay, now we are aware about the structure of business, that is sole proprietorship, okay, limited liability companies, okay, or the corporations or the partnership firms, etc. So whenever we consider business, okay, business can be grouped into 2 parts. First part is domestic business, second part is international business. Okay, now domestic business, what is domestic business? Domestic business means that, okay, whenever you operate or whenever you conduct your business within the country's boundary, okay, such type of business is treated as domestic business. And the other part, international business. What is international business? Yes, just opposite. Okay, whenever you carry your business across the boundaries of the country, it will be treated as international business. Okay, so As we all know, in the era of globalization, the world has become a global village, or it is treated to be as global village. Business has expanded and is no longer restricted to the physical boundaries of a country. Even countries which were self-reliant are now depending upon others for procurement of goods and services. They are also ready to supply the goods and services to developing countries. There is a change from self-reliance to dependence. This is because of the development of new modes of telecommunication and infrastructure facilities like faster and efficient means of transportation. They have brought countries closer to each other. Besides development in technology, infrastructure, and communication efforts of the World Trade Organization and the reforms carried out by the governments of different countries have also been a reason for increasing commercial interaction among the countries. India has been trading with other countries for a long time, but now it has caught up in the process of globalization in a big way and is integrating its economy with the world economy. So, whenever we consider international business refers to those business activities that take place beyond the geographical limits of a country. It involves not only the international movements of goods and services, but also of capital, personnel, technology, and intellectual property like patents, trademarks, know-how, and copyrights. Okay, so overall, the business is fast growing, or the economy is fast growing, and in this fast growing economy, if we want to survive in the long run, if we want to survive as a business, yes, we should switch over to international boundaries. We should place our product beyond the geographical limits of the country. So, whenever we consider international business, what it means? It means that, or it includes all those business activities which take place across the country's boundary. Okay, it involves movement of goods and services produced by us internationally. Okay, it might include right from capital to intellectual property also. Okay, your goods and services might be differing, your goods and services might be different, but you should be having the strong motive, you should be having the strong dedication to transport your goods from our country to other country, okay, or across the boundary of home country. Okay, such type of activity, it is called as international business. Let's see the meaning of international business. International business refers to the trade of goods, services, technology, capital, and or knowledge across national borders and at a global or transnational scale. It involves cross-border transactions of goods and services between two or more countries. International business refers to those business activities that take place beyond the geographical limits of a country. It involves not only the international movements of goods and services, but also capital, personnel, technology, intellectual property, etc. Okay, means if we see the gist of international business term, what it means? Yes, literally it means business carried out internationally. Okay, so whenever we exchange our goods internationally, it will be included in international business. Okay, or whenever our goods and services, they cross the home country's boundary, it will be treated as international business. Okay, so it involves cross-border transactions of goods and services between two or more countries. Now let's see the definition of international business. Okay, the definition given by thinker Michael R. Sinscotta. What is the definition? Let's see. International business consists of transactions that are devised and carried out across national boundaries or borders to satisfy the objectives of the individuals, companies, and organizations. These transactions take on various forms which are often interrelated. Another definition is given by thinker Roger Bennett. International business involves commercial activities that cross national frontiers. So, if we take a careful look at the definitions given by both of them, what is the gist of international business, or what is the gist of this definition which quotes international business? Yes, international business thus involves not only the international movement of goods and services, but also personnel, technology, etc. It is a business which takes place outside the boundaries of a country, that is, between two countries. It includes the international movements of goods and services. It refers to the purchase and sales of goods and services beyond the geographical limits of a country. Now, whenever we consider international business, it can be divided into three types, that is export trade, import trade, intra-port trade. Export trade, it is selling of goods and services to foreign countries. Import trade, it is buying goods and services from other countries. Intra-port trade, it is the import of goods and services for re-export to other countries. Okay. When we look after the nature of international business is much broader term than that of international trade. International business includes export and imports of goods, export and import of services or intellectual property rights, licensing and franchising, foreign investment, let's see the characteristics or features of international business. Okay. First characteristics is large scale operations. To cope up with the global competition in international business, all the operations are conducted on a very huge scale and generally using special purpose machinery and high skilled labor. The production and marketing activities, they are conducted on a large scale. After satisfying the domestic market, the international market is tapped. Okay. Now, to face successfully the global competition itself, okay, huge scale and generally using special purpose machinery and high skilled labor itself, the international markets, they are tapped. Okay. After covering or after satisfying the domestic market, the international market is approached. So, whenever we consider international business, it is operated in large scale. Then, immobility of factors. The degree of immobility of factors like labor and capital is generally greater than within a country due to the immigration laws, citizenship, qualification, etc. This restriction slows down the international mobility of labor. Similarly, the international capital flows are prohibited or severely limited by different governments having different fiscal policies. Okay. Now, whenever we consider immobility of factors, many of the time Okay, the mobility of labor and capital, which generally happens between countries, they are restricted. Due to restrictions, such type of immobility of factors, they do happen. Then heterogeneous market. A cross-border business is very different from one that involves a single country. The international market lack homogeneity on account of differences in climate, language, preferences, habit, customs, weights and measures. The behavior of international buyers in each case would therefore be different. International trade takes place between differently cohorted groups. The socio-economic environment differs greatly among different nations. So whenever we consider international market or whenever we dream about international business, at the time, okay, the cultures, the climate, the language, the preferences of the customers, they do change from country to country. So always your international business, it is affected by heterogeneous market, or you don't find homogeneity or oneness into the appearance of different markets. Then integration of economies. Economic integration is an arrangement between different regions that often include the reduction of or elimination of trade barriers and the coordination of monetary and fiscal policies. Economic integration aims to reduce cost for both consumers and producers and to increase trade between the countries involved in the agreement. Okay, what this means, integration of economics means economies means to eliminate trade barriers between the countries. Okay, now if the restrictions or the barriers between the two countries who will be involving into the international business, if the restrictions they are removed or if the restrictions they are limited or they are in control, surely the international business will be uninterrupted. Or if there are many barriers between the trade, surely it will badly affect the international business. So there should be an agreement or arrangement between the two countries to have international business. Then dominated by developed countries and MNCs. International business is dominated by developed countries and their multinational corporations. Okay, multinational corporations encompass a number of countries. Their sales, profits, and the flow of production is reliant on several countries at once. Such companies from large economies like the USA, UK, etc., dominate international trade. This is because they have large financial and other resources. They also have the best technology and research and development facilities. They have highly skilled employees and managers. These high skilled people are given very high salaries and other benefits. Therefore, they produce good quality of goods and services at lower price. This helps MNCs and developed countries to capture and dominate the global market. Okay, so whenever we think about international business, usually international business is dominated by developed countries. Developed countries, they are well equipped with technology. They have advanced technology with them, and through that itself they produce the goods which are qualitative, distinct, okay, innovative, and make those products available in the market in cheaper rates. Okay, so whenever the customer, okay, his purchase behavior, okay, the purchase behavior of the consumer or the customer, it depends on the price as well as the quality. If your product is ensuring both quality as well as it is available in low price, surely that buyer will purchase the product. Okay, so whenever we consider the international business, it is quite dominated by developed countries. Then beneficial to participating countries. International business gives benefit to all participating countries. Developing countries get foreign capital and technology from developed countries. Even the participating countries or the developing countries, they do get the technology or the latest technology which is available into the developed countries. Okay, by using those technology, they can have innovations into their home country. They can have innovations in the product, and they can place that product in the market. Okay, so it is quite beneficial to the participating countries or the developing countries. Keen competition. Whenever we consider international business, yes, international business increases competition in domestic markets and introduces new opportunities to foreign markets. The global competition encourages companies to become more innovative and efficient in their use of resources. For consumers, international business introduces them to a variety of goods and services. The competition in the international business or market is between unequal partners, that is developed and developing countries. The developed countries produce superior quality of goods and services at lower prices and may dominate the market, international market. So there is a keen competition between the companies from developed countries and developing countries. Then special role of science and technology. International business gives a lot of importance to science and technology. Developed countries use high technologies, therefore they dominate the global business. International business helps them to transfer their technology, high technology, to the developing countries. Okay. So whenever we consider science and technology, yes, the usually developed countries, they do invent latest technologies which may make the business transaction easier or make the production activity easier. Okay, such type of technologies, they are transferred to the developing countries. Okay, the developing countries, they can purchase such technologies from developed countries and they can apply it into their production activity and produce something which is qualitative as well as which will be available in low price. Then international restrictions. What is international restriction? Okay, many of the time your trade may be facing certain restrictions in inflow and outflow of capital, technology, goods. Many of the governments, they do not allow international business to enter their countries. Okay, the main type of restrictions might be some quotas, some licensing requirements, standards and subsidies, okay, or the tax policy. So this international business may be exposed to such type of international restrictions. Okay, these international restrictions may harm or pose a challenge before international business or all those businessmen who want to go internationally. Then the sensitive nature. Okay, international business is prone to changes or it might be affected by the changes in the market. Okay, because as per the modifications or changes in the international market, if you don't update your product, surely your product will be outdated, and outdated products will not be demanded by the international customers. So any change in the economic policy, technology, political environment has a huge impact on international business. Similarly, the culture and beliefs of that country also play a very important role in international business. Therefore, international business must conduct marketing research to find out or study the changes prevailing in the society, and as per the changes do adopt or do adapt, modify your business and place the product, or else your product will be treated as outdated and it will be obsolete. So with this, let's conclude today's lecture.